Get one of those Chiss particle beam weapons.
Chiss particle beam weapons.
Yeah, it's designed just to fight force users, I think.
I'll have to find fluff on that if you really, really want one. A big character plotline thing.
It's on Wikipedia.
I'll find it. So, the rest of the party's gone for, like, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, while they go and get all this talking's done. So what's... And Tarian decided to stay back on the ship, so it's just her and Wires. What's she doing on the ship? Secretive stuff? Or stuff that we get to see?
No, you get to see it.
Okay.
While she's on the ship, like, she spends some time in her room, and then she, like, pokes her head out and looks around, and when there's no one on the ship, she, like, goes and finds Wires, and she just kind of, like, kneels down in front of Wires, and she's like, hey, Wires, can you do something for me?
Wires goes beepity boop.
Oh god, you're gonna have the whole ship spray painted with like flames and shit, right?
Well, actually, two things. First of all, do we have any paint on the ship?
Oh god, I should.
Flames make the ship go faster.
Paint it bright red. He beeps.
We're not Warhammer
He
40k.
beeps in kind of a neutral way.
So, that's a yes?
The headset's very clicky.
You're talking to a droid that can talk in beeps.
If we have any paint on the ship, could you show me where it is?
Goes beep beep. And sure, it starts to lead you off
Okay.
to I'm gonna say the secondary hold, where there's a dusty paint set of paint cans with a brush that's been like dried solid, and it's the same color as the big blocky messy letters that's been painted on the top of the hull.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think Tarian just, like, smiles when she sees it, and she goes and grabs it, and she just kind of climbs up on top of the hull and just wipes over the bat bucket thing and just gets rid of it.
The hull is like a faded white color, and the painting on it is like brownish red, so you're just basically like a big blotch of red on the hull now.
I mean, it's a junker anyways, right?
That's true. You can always get it changed.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
like
she
the
just-
bat bucket.
It might take you a while to do that. They're pretty big letters.
How big are they?
Probably the entire phrase would probably be like 10 feet long, with lettering maybe a foot and a half tall.
Okay, I think she'll go out and, well,
Put a strike through it.
yeah, we can deal with that later. But
Yeah.
then she's like,
Something to do later.
thank you, Wires. And then she, like, kneels down in front of him again. So, Wires, you know how, Vorith had some parts delivered to the ship recently?
He beeps.
I assumed that was the answer.
He beeps positively.
It's okay. You don't have to. She's just like, could you maybe find them in his room and hide them around the ship? Because he wants... She's just kind of like explaining it to him, even though she knows he won't really understand. She's just like, because, you know, he wants to make a lightsaber for some reason. I don't understand why. It's just going to bring trouble on our heads, you know? Lightsabers are a symbol of kill this person, and I don't want that to happen to us. So could you maybe try and find them and hide them, Wires?
Wire's expression does not change. He doesn't really like nod understandingly.
Uh-huh.
He beeps and like starts to wheel away unless you want him to do something else.
I think as we get that, you know, we get the standard flashback initiation of just like a sort of fade to gray.
Okay.
You know, it's just like, ooh, everything gets washed out.
Okay. So flashback. Set the scene for us.
Mhm.
How old are you? Where are we? Are we on this ship? Just pretty much. You can put us anywhere in that 9 years you want.
Yep. I think it's not too long after the very first session, which was when everyone was 9. So it's probably like they're on some sort of city center on some sort of planet. Maybe it's a space station. The particulars don't really matter.
An
And-
urban environment.
Yes, an urban environment. And Tarian, she's probably 10 at this point. It's not that long after the after Order 66.
Okay.
And I think for some reason she and Jess Kai had been wandering in the town, like there was something specifically that they were going to do. And Tarian had taken her practice saber with her. And at some point in that moment, a clone trooper that had been in the area had spotted it. So we like come up with Tarian just in front of this clone trooper looking terrified, and perhaps Jess Kai like was away for the moment, so he's not right there
Okay.
particularly. So she's just like staring up at this clone trooper, and she's just holding the training saber and just kind of like looking wide-eyed up at the clone trooper.
Okay.
And she's just like, I just found it somewhere. I don't know what it is. What is it? She's trying to lie, but it's kind of poor.
Okay. Did you want to roll for it, or should we just go on with the
I'm gonna say it's pretty unbelievable.
unbelievable? Okay,
Mhm.
so the clone trooper would acknowledge says, if you don't know what it is, turn it in immediately, civilian. And he reaches his hand out for it.
Yeah, I think she like instinctively yanks it away, and then she just like her eyes widen even more, and she's just like, no.
No. And you can say since you're the leader of this, you can name
Yeah.
whenever Jeskai comes in if he does, and says no. Do you understand what happens to people who wield illegal weaponry like that?
But why is it illegal?
The Emperor has said so.
But it's mine. She's just like terrified, and her logic isn't making very much sense. Like, and I'm gonna say I'll leave it up to Thanatos for whenever Jeskai jumps into the situation.
I think right as he's starting to, get at the stormtrooper starting to be like,
A little bit
oh,
more agitated and like more aggressively reach for it.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess at that point I'll enter the scene.
So where does like 14-year-old Jeskai come in as you respond?
This 14-year-old Jeskai, huh?
Well, yeah,
Something like that.
10 or 11-year-old Tarian.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're in the ship, right?
No, this
Just
is like in
some
an
urban environment. Space
unspecified.
on
Doesn't
a
really
space
matter.
on a space station somewhere, and this is a clone trooper.
And she had bumped into a clone trooper, and he had seen it.
How would Jeskai react to this?
Huh.
I think
I have
as
to
this
think.
is going on, like the clone trooper just all of a sudden like, I'm just going to take control of this. Like
Right.
slaps her in the face to get her to let go
Oh.
of it.
Then
Okay,
he rushes in. He rushes in and like fucking punches the shit out of this clone trooper.
Okay. Helmeted? Probably.
What?
I'm assuming the guy's wearing a helmet.
The clone trooper is helmeted. Are you just
Are you?
bashing your fists into
yeah.
a helmet?
Well, I'll punch him and seeing that he has no effect. We're in the middle of
It
the
would knock
street.
him off balance a bit and take him by surprise.
I'll say I'll grab Tarian's lightsaber training. Actually, no, I'll pull out my own and I say run, and I just start fighting him. Like I guess a fight will just literally start with me with my training lightsaber, just little baby me with a training lightsaber fighting fucking stormtrooper.
I think Tarian's probably just kind of like standing there wide-eyed, like she can't even believe that she just got slapped, and like the lightsaber had actually rolled out of her hand and like right at the clone trooper's feet, and the clone trooper just like smashes it with his foot, and then just like starts pulling out his blaster to
And at
fight
that point, just
Jeskai.
Okay. Do we want to actually roll through this
We-
minor
I-
combat?
Sure, why
we can
not?
do that? Yeah.
Okay. I need the stats for a stormtrooper real
Back.
quick.
Oh,
Don't
baby,
worry, she
I
didn't
thought I
do
never used you again.
Let's see. Well, stormtroopers.
We don't really have to do this.
Well, if it's up to
honestly.
you. If we want to know that like the actual outcome of the fight, if he gets
I don't
hurt
think
or if
we
he
really.
gets.
Yeah.
If you want to just sort of tell us, you can. Like,
I-
does Jeskai
yeah.
end up hurt at all after this?
I'm gonna say, yeah, probably. Like the fight goes on, and Jeskai eventually stuns the stormtrooper, but that happened in a crowded city area,
Yeah.
and a bunch of people saw that, and like Jeskai probably has definitely some blaster. Like,
Oh yeah, like
at the very
smoking on his shoulder. It's yeah.
and
Took a
Tarian
wound.
just
Okay.
sort of like gasps, and like she finally just sort of gets shaken out of her reverie, and she's just like grabs Jeskai and like tries to pull him back towards the ship, and we just see the two fleeing back towards the ship, the
Okay.
original ship, not the current ship.
The little shuttlecraft you stole.
Yes,
Cool.
and I think that tells enough of the scene. Yes, and we
First
fade
flash.
back to
I do
Cool.
grab the remains. Jessica will probably grab the remains of her broken lights.
Okay.
Okay.
If she doesn't, still.
no, she wouldn't have.
So just like a crumpled. It wouldn't have
Yeah.
like shattered into a million pieces, but it would be like bent with a big boot indent in it. Completely non-functional.
Yep.
So, okay. So Tarian gets the 10 bonus experience for a backstory fulfilling flashback.
Hmm.
And so we come back to Tarian on the Bat Bucket, sending wires off to be infiltrator wires.
Yes, infiltrator wires, and I think, yeah, we just kind of
Then we-
have her just sigh a bit and her shoulders slump.
Okay.
But then she just quickly shakes it off and she grabs the bucket of paint and goes up trying to start blotting out the bat bucket part.
Okay. So the rest of the party would return to the ship, to Tarian standing on top of the ship, like blotting out lettering on it.
Oh no, what is she doing now?
Yeah,
I think
well,
at this
I-
point she's gotten through like the bat, so now
So
like
the
it's
ship's just
a
like blob bucket.
Yes.
I say it looks like she's lacking out the letters by the looks of things. That's definitely what I'd say she's doing.
Yeah, I think Tarian sees you guys and she just looks down and she like waves with the paintbrush and splatters herself with it and just like, hey guys!
I wave back.
Single sigh comes out of Jeskai.
Brandon and the droid who are following you, he just kind of tilts his head and says, "That's a very unusual form of repairs you're doing your crewmate's doing to the ship there."
Oh, it's a dumb name that came with the ship. It's about time someone went up there and fixed it.
I won't pry. Very well. Does it fly?
Oh,
yes,
it flies.
of course.
Yeah, it flies.
Surprisingly enough.
All I need. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
Tarian just jumps down holding the bucket of paint and a bit splashes everywhere and she just walks back inside.
Jessica will ask, what did you write up there?
I just started crossing out the name. I only got through the bat part, but I'll finish it up later. Now we just are the proud owners of the bucket.
Bucket.
The
Yay.
blob bucket.
Yeah, just go ahead and change the name of the ship, Riley.
Well, what sort of name is Bat Bucket anyways? Come on.
I like the name of the ship.
I have to agree. I'm gonna have to say I don't. I never really did.
We
Don't
can
ask me
play with
that.
the name later.
I don't
Surprised we didn't
particularly
get
care
it changed
about
when we
the
got the ship.
I just haven't got around to repainting it yet.
This is when we get a flashback of like Vorith sneaking on to the top of the ship and painting Bat Bucket on it when we first get it.
Oh, well, next game. I don't want. I think one flashback per game is good.
It really depends on how involved you want it to be.
Yeah, that was just like a short one, so.
Well, they're meant to be just sort of vignettes, not entire hour-long role plays. Unless you really, really, really want it to be. But yeah, so
I actually was planning a flashback for that, but I want to wait till next game because
Alright.
I have a couple things I need to think out first.
cool. So Branton looks around as he goes on board the ship, and seems a little bit confused. So says, "So, which one of you flies?" Because none of you really
Oh,
look
that's
the
me.
part of a pilot. Oh,
I can fly if I have to. Yeah.
That's me.
I
I'm the
see.
pilot.
Well, I'll
Boris, I'm a better pilot than you, and you know it.
and he just watching this back and forth. So who am I giving the coordinates to?
That's me.
Laverne.
I'm like pointing with both fingers,
Yeah. She's just
Biggles
like, give
is
it to
like on-
Spikes.
top of my head, like waving its wings
I'm
back and forth.
I'm just gonna be grumbling like I can fly too.
Stab you in the
And
back.
I
sure
say,
you
uh,
can.
Coordinates, old man.
So yeah, just lead me to the cockpit.
Alright, I lead him there.
You
Cool.
said
He said duty. So yeah, yeah, easy enough place to fly to. Gives you the basic coordinates. This direction, this many minutes. Anything that people do during the flight? Hang out in the rooms, do something or other,
Fly the ship.
Reading.
fly the ship.
Darian hops into the ventral turret.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit in the cockpit, co-pilot.
Co-pilot.
Old
Alright.
man is really rustled Jimmy.
Just asked. So, it's not a very long or very eventful flight. The weather on Raxus Prime, it's not very favorable. It's overcast with smoggy clouds, and you see ruins of ships that still have their repulsor lifts functioning, like floating in midair, like drifting through the sky. And basically, Branton is he's basically directing you to the ruins of a clerical office, and he points it. After an hour or so, he points it out, and you see it's a single story squat building that's half buried in a pile of rubble. And he says, "That must be it. Can you set the ship down somewhere nearby?"
Yep. And I set the ship down. So as close as I can, find some landing spot. There isn't.
Not hard. So you got the ship sets down. Couple minutes walk away. Anything that the party discusses plans before they step out?
What?
Um,
Is there a
Just-
plan? Shouldn't-
I
I
don't know.
say, no one
No.
really. I walk over to.
We're just here to guard the guy. I'm gonna ready my
Yeah.
brass knuckles.
No.
Just in
Wow.
case I gotta punch some people.
I don't. Yeah.
My katana is always ready.
It's not like I got a lightsaber or a sword.
It's not my
I
fault
think-
you didn't roll that dice very well.
I think
Maybe you
Tegan might have
shouldn't.
liked out. Is Tegan still here?
His thing is spinning.
Mm.
Ding dong.
Well,
You taken?
Yeah, I mean, like, Tarian just has her blaster pistol, and she's just, being her normal cheery self. She probably has some paint flecks all over her face still that hasn't been cleaned off.
Tegan cross the event horizon.
Oh, there he goes. We want to continue or wait?
I think we should wait just a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay. Impromptu
we need our
break.
we need our angsty teenager.
Yeah.
We need angst to counteract the hyperactivity of Tarian.
And the constant poker face of Boris.
Like I don't even know what, like, his face is just. I guess it's just me, permanently raised eyebrow, just confused about life.
Okay.
He even raises the same eyebrow I can. I can only do my left.
I can't do one. I can't do like I can't purposely raise an eyebrow. Apparently, it just happens.
Yeah, I can't make the right one go up, just the left.
Oh, he dropped.
No.
It's not like my brain fucking with me. Like I actually
Maybe his
do have a
internet went
desire
out or something.
I can't hear you. Hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had it muted. Yeah, Tegan is still online.
Still in line. I don't know.
Am I sane or is this legit?
Everyone's shifted around in the screen now. Cool.
Tegan down. I'm flying the ship.
The ship goes. Okay.
Yeah, we go to land and then it just flips upside down and lands.
Okay,
It's a
so
it's a face of maneuvers, honest.
okay, so while we wait, you guys are in a dungeon. There's stone walls. There's a torch on the wall. At one end of the room, there's a pie sitting on a small table.
Ooh, I
And-
eat the pie.
And there's an orc standing in front of you. He's wearing a tuxedo and Air Jordans.
This is when we should just start the Cobalt game.
The random kobold game in the middle of Star Wars.
Hmm. It's like a flashback of our characters playing kobolds and klaxons or something. I don't know. That makes it more sci-fi though.
Star-like pits and dragons because they do exist. So
Yeah. So what do? You want it? How do you get the pie? You really want that pie?
I do really want that pie.
yeah.
Where's the pie again?
It's sitting on a stool behind the orc that's wearing a tuxedo and Air Jordans.
I'm gonna walk
Okay,
up
I
to
want to
the-
challenge. I want to challenge that orc to some people.
The orc doesn't have a basketball.
It's a good thing I always keep this inflatable bleach ball around with me.
Oh, okay. He'll,
I want to construct a trap just outside the door.
there's no door. You're just here.
We're just here.
You're just here. There's no door. You don't know how you got here.
We might have to restart the call for Tegan.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Making a
Okay.
hack.
How did the b-ball game go?
We'll find out when we come back.
Technical difficulties. Where's? I don't have a Star Wars technical difficulties button. That it?
Behind an orc wearing a suit and Air Jordans.
I just challenged you to a b-ball game with a beach ball.
Oh, it's Tegan back.
We're all kobolds.
We're all here. We're good.
Hooray!
So confused.
So the orc pie
I just want to
campaign
say
will be left on a
my kobold
cliffhanger.
has an afro. Just that's all I want to say.
Okay. There's 4 kobolds and they all want the pie.
All hail King Targ.
I'll help King Targ.
At another level of confused right now.
Well, it's a kobold game. If someone says King Targ and you don't say "All hail King Targ,"
All hail King
you have to
Targ.
roll on the horrible death chart. This is a livable
hail-
game, by the way. This is a game called Kobolds Ate My Baby. Anyway, so now that everyone's back, and we've lost like all of our viewers, a
We
third of
had
our
viewers?
3 viewers, gasp. So we had sat down just outside the this decrepit old office that's been half buried in scrap metal. And Branton seems content to wander out of the cockpit like he owns the place and hit the button to lower the entry ramp. In one hand he has his data pad on. He has a blaster on his hip. And
I wanted to ask. I asked Worth. No one really told me why we're here. I'm a little confused. Who is this guy? Who is this old man?
oh yeah, Laverius just kind of left
I forgot
mid
about
conversation. He went to the cantina to figure out what the job was, and then just got distracted.
I think Tarian pokes her head and she's just like, oh, well, you see, this guy is looking for his old friend who disappeared 30 years ago, and his old friend's wife is now looking for him for some reason after 30 years, and that's his protocol droid with him, the red one, the red one that's on our ship with him, I think he... Anyways, and so he tracked down the coordinates of the guy's ship to this office, so we're going to this office for some reason, and he wants us to be his bodyguards, so we're going to be bodyguards.
I always count on you to provide a concise description, and then I like nod, and then I'm like, all right, and I don't know. Yeah, follow after.
Thank you, Tarian. You saved me a lot of effort.
Just imagine if you had said it. It would have taken like a minute longer.
Yeah.
So Branton lowers the entry ramp, and he sort of turns to whoever's there with him on the crew. He says, "Well, secure the area, troops."
That's all I do.
Secure, huh?
He looks at your brass knuckles. He says, "That's. I thought you were a merc." It's odd.
I said I was a merchant.
He did say he was a merchant. You can't deny that.
I'd say don't-
I'll look to you when the Rancors show up.
Who did he say that to?
To Vorith.
Hmm.
I just nod and like do.
Hey, don't underestimate that. Just gonna mean punch that man. I just like do this. Never winning against him ever again.
I think Tarian takes point. Since everyone else is discussing, she's just gung ho.
Actually,
Pistol out.
I'm just gonna be like, just pull a pair of sunglasses out of my pocket and put them on.
Star Wars sunglasses,
I'm
Mhm.
gonna
which I
like
think
have,
exist.
Immediately a cloud happens and makes them entirely useless.
I'm gonna have just Biggles like circling overhead.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
So you
Come
just
to
let
me.
you just let your bird fly, and
Just
hope
like-
it comes back.
Go bird.
Why don't you just
Always
fly
comes
into the
back.
distance and never return?
He always comes back eventually. I'll see him again later.
Get shut down immediately. No!
No Biggles. No.
Okay, so yeah, Branton seems content to order around his hired muscle, like I don't know, an old war vet,
I'll just so he's,
armchair general kind of thing.
I guess I'll scout.
I am wearing a blaster on my head, by the way. Just,
I already said that Tarian just sort of takes point and she goes first.
Just pointing out, I'm not actually just using reckless.
Okay, so walking up to the main structure again, it's a squat one-story building. It's half buried in a big pile of scrap metal. And from first observations as you head up, the door is buried somewhere.
We're just bodyguards. That's his problem.
So yeah,
Tarian
bro.
just-
Sure,
She just looks around for a moment and she's just like, I suppose we should probably find an entrance.
huh.
Yeah.
Are we being paid to find entrances though? That's the real question.
And suddenly the team turns into penny pinchers. It'll cost
were
you
asked-
40 credits for me to break this window. Oh, I'm supposed to carry this now? That'll cost you another 50.
There's a wall, right?
Yeah.
And
There's
could I
3
just, like-
exposed walls and probably a couple windows.
okay, yeah, but it's just like above the doorway, right?
But we don't know where the doorway might be.
Yeah, the main
okay.
entrance to the building is buried.
I'm going to perhaps use a skill to try and discover a location that we could use to get into the building to further the plot.
I was just
I
gonna
would
break
just
down the wall.
look at a window and enter it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll perception to see if I can find like a good, easy way to get into the building.
I am punching the wall.
Can I try to like use move discreetly to just like collapse part of the wall?
How strong is your move ability?
It can move strength rating or silhouette 1.
Okay, so
Yep.
like a person or smaller.
Yeah.
Seriously, can we just look in one of these windows?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are there windows in the
There's
building?
windows, yes.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I thought it was just like
I thought people
oh,
could roll dice. Okay. So yeah, there's windows. One of them happens to be broken.
Okay.
And Branton follows behind you as you survey the building. basically recording his findings in text on his data pad as you go.
Tarian just jumps through the window when she finds it.
So Tarian jumps through
Got
the
through
building
the second before I did.
into a dark, power outaged office building. There's a few desks that sit in a very state of
Disrepair.
disuse, disrepair. The place is a mess. There's everything everywhere else.
Hmm.
And
She just kind of looks back out the window and she's like, "Did anyone bring a light?"
Branton just sort of leans in. Shines his data pad's like screen around. He says, "Well, is it clear?"
I mean, there's nothing in this room that I can see, but it's kind of dark.
He sort of,
Which
he
is why I
sort
was
of,
asking about a light.
you're the ones with the ship.
You're the ones with the ship. Yes, ship light. I see the correlation.
At this point, I like.
Hey, Lavaris, can you blow a hole in this place? We need some light.
All right, and I'm like already like running back towards this ship, and I like.
He's like,
Hey,
he goes,
alright.
whoa! Like, I need the building somewhat intact. I'm looking for a computer terminal that works in there, preferably.
Well, you need to be Pacific.
So the problem is that it's dark inside.
Can I? Does their ship have like lights on it? Can I like turn the high beams on our ship?
Yeah, you probably have floodlights hanging on the outside.
Yeah. I just like turn on all the floodlights and point them towards the building.
There's a big crack and there's bright light shining at this thing.
Now it's like Close Encounters.
And sure, it lights the building up as best you need. And Brenton kind of climbs through the window after Tarian, starts looking around. And he kind of looks at Tarian and says, can you see if you can find a terminal for me?
I will
I'll stay
I will climb in as well and assist.
I'll stay outside, just in case anybody decides to drop in.
I
on
will guard the window.
us.
And Lavarius, I'm assuming you're staying on the ship? Or are you coming back in? Did we lose Tegan again? Nope.
No. I'm gonna go in as well. Once I turn all the lights on, I'm gonna run back out, like, and then run back and climb in through the window.
Okay. So yeah, the building only has like 2 or 3 rooms. There's a front foyer where they could have dealt with patrons, people looking for junk and scrap. I don't know if Star Wars Universe would have like cash registers, but there might be one in there.
They do.
The main room, the bigger room that you guys are in, was a small office with 3 or 4 desks, and there's a back room with all of the tech stuff that you find.
Any good tech stuff?
Big beefy terminal made of metal with a bunch of buttons. So all the lights are powered off though.
So no knickknacks, just like consoles.
Well, this was basically a small business, like X number of years ago before it got buried in scrap and abandoned. So
Is that the terminal you want, buddy?
Branton looks it over and says, "Yeah, this will work perfectly if there's power." Did you guys see a generator out back, or can we run a cable from your ship into here?
All these extras little tasks for us. I thought we were supposed to just be your bodyguards.
I could ask the droid to do it.
Like, fine. I guess we could like run a cable from the ship here.
I would appreciate it.
At this point, I'm running back again. to the ship.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Get like
Lavarius
all the extension cords you can find.
Just like attaching them all together, like furious mad dash to make it back into the building.
I think Tarian will go and help you.
Oh,
I'll guard the old dude. Did he bring his droid with him?
No. Protocol droid climbing through a window? Not likely.
Oh, you could do like a fishtail flop over that ledge.
Chuck it in.
Just sort of tip over like a board.
Yeah.
Totally
No,
feasible.
98 just stays on the ship. I don't know what he was doing. No one's there to see, so he'd be stealing all your stuff.
Sure, wires his channel.
Why is he just staring at him?
Probably.
Probably. So you run a big cable from the ship into the building, plug it into the terminal, and hit the big power switch, and the whole thing lights up, shoots a couple sparks off, but powers up perfectly. And as it does so, all the lights turn on in the building. You can sort of see the floodlights from the ship kind of dim, as this console is sucking a lot of power. Basically, you've basically turned on the whole building.
Is there any controls on this console I can access?
You basically have access to this entire, like, the database and environmental everything from this. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can turn off all the environmental stuff except for maybe lights.
Okay. Roll computers for me. I'm gonna make it an average.
Average, so that's 2.
2 purple, yeah.
Oh god, this is gonna be so bad.
So you start navigating through the menus, trying to find what you're looking for. Midway through, though,
Avaros, help me.
midway through, as you're paging through trying to turn off the building, Branton says, "Oh, there, that's what I need," and I wouldn't say he shoves you out of the way, but he like starts working around you at the keyboard to start working through records, like storage records and stuff.
I'm just gonna like put my arm around him while he's doing this.
He says,
Hey,
"Thanks, man. I feel really safe." And
you need help with that?
That's what I'm here for.
and he plugs his data pad into it, and basically starts. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pull all of these records. It might take a little while, and it might set off a few alarms, but that's why I hired you."
Alarms. Is there someone here to come that's running?
Droids.
I don't know. This building's probably been out of use for 15 years.
I'm gonna get on my comm and say, hey, so could someone possibly get in like one of the turrets, please?
I'm. So you want me to shoot into the building that you're standing in to help protect you?
Maybe.
I think that would just end up not turning out well.
Sounds like a bad idea, yeah.
Well, I figured the rest of you could come in here just in case.
So, just because it sort of came up, and it might come up again, when, just for the record, if you're using starship weaponry on a personal scale, you take the numbers and multiply them by 10. So your turrets that do 6 damage do 60 to a person.
Yeah.
Chunky salsa.
Yeah.
If you can hit them, because they're considered a silhouette 1 thing, and your ship is going to be silhouette 4. So it'll be harder to hit because you can't really use your targeting computer and stuff. But chunky salsa.
I'm not going to do that.
Damn, I thought we could. Never mind.
Because missing could collapse the building on you, and Tarian doesn't want that.
Okay.
It's the worst that could happen.
No one wants to do overkill. I see.
Yeah, Tarian just goes into the center of the room, and she has her blaster out, ready for anything that might come. She's probably like standing on a desk, pretending she's
outside
on,
just-
like.
I still got my arm around him, like I'll protect you, man.
I'm outside just being vigilant.
Just making it really quick.
Alright, so yeah, basically he starts the data transfer and a whole bunch of red warning signals popping up talking about system security and blah, 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 privacy, confidentiality, and do you want to bypass this, that, the other thing. And he's just sort of like ignoring all these warnings and starts dumping his the database into his onto his data pad. And the lights in the building, they basically all turn off at once, and a couple emergency lights pop up, and you hear like a really garbled computer voice talking over a small intercom. Mostly it's static, but you pick up intruders and security, and the rest is just static.
Do I hear any other noise? Like stuff moving around the building, maybe?
Do
I'm
I
gonna
do
say,
that? I'm outside. so that's
say
why.
it's not exactly a surprise, so I'm gonna say everyone can roll cool as an
God
as an
damn.
initiative roll.
One day.
God damn it.
Well, it's not a surprise, so I can't use
You
vigilance.
should have just had Lavaris like plug his ears and go la 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 la, and then he'd be great.
No, 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 no.
God.
Surprise me.
Why?
This is what I do.
That is
PC.
just
Yeah.
cruel.
Ready for this? Real.
Nice Black Forest die there.
Oops. Sorry.
And I'm gonna need this one, that one.
No,
I'm
I actually
gonna pop
rolled
this out.
successes. Oh my god, guys.
I am always ready.
And these guys are going to roll. Let's say they're going to roll cool as well. There. I don't. That. You're not a PC. You're an NPC. There and there.
Why do they have disadvantage?
Why do they have disadvantage? I'm rolling this horribly because you guys know the system better than I do. You know the dice system better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
At least, there we go. Well, they're all kind of equally horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my thing? But yeah, so from the oh, come on, move. From the, I'm gonna say the front entryway and the office, a couple of walls open up. And what steps out is essentially a couple security droids. They stand about 5 foot tall. They lack a humanoid head. They just have a couple glowing lights on their chest. And mounted on one shoulder is sort of a cylinder, and their right hand has like 4 fingers on it. The right hand isn't a hand; it's just a blaster barrel. And these things step out of their alcove, and they just you hear them say at the same time. It's just intruders detected. Begin the reconnaissance, and they start walking around really janky like.
Who's all in the room with us?
You're in the computer. I'll draw
Mage.
this really quick.
I just
Okay.
mean, how many of us are here?
I'm outside.
I think everyone is there.
Yeah, like I'm like by the window, so I would hear anything. But
Tarian is like in the middle of the room on a desk. She's just been like pointing her pistol all around, waiting.
Say that. We'll go. Say the window is there.
Maybe looking out the window, waiting for Biggles to come back.
Pickles, come back. You can blame it all on me.
There.
I mean, you really can't. I was
There.
gonna let him go.
There.
Exactly. There's no one to blame but yourself. By the way, whenever you want to move us onto this, screen,
Yeah, I'm just drawing it real quick.
right now you're doing things we have no knowledge of.
I mean, you can just turn on the stream and then you can watch him do it. But
If you really
True.
wanted to. There you go.
True.
It's gonna be super artistic.
Amazing.
I'm
the
gonna
pinnacle of art.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci. You
Oh,
were
shape.
fucking man.
Whoa, that's pretty strong.
That's always
Out
better
there.
than a lot of the maps I use for my games.
That. There's a
Just
door.
using draw tools.
There's another door. And there's the front door that's buried.
Why is it white? Why is my color white?
I don't know. Why is your color white?
Technically,
Oh,
like
jeez.
a cream. It's an interesting color.
Where's the text? There's the
I
text.
can like barely see
So
what
this
I'm
is gonna be
doing.
computer room.
Yeah, yellow.
Whoops. Wow, that's a really small font. And yet the measurements aren't going to be this. I see that arrow. The measurements aren't going to be accurate at all. I'm going to say this is the foyer.
What a great mouse.
King
Office.
Char.
And
What the hell is that noise?
that might be my birds.
Are they mutating?
I don't know. They make that noise every now and then. I'm not sure what it is. There's a droid there. There's gonna be. Oh.
I just picture like a little bitty bird with like tentacles coming out of his back with that noise.
Cool. So there you go. Pinnacle of art.
What's the gray box?
Those are the droids.
Only 2.
There's only 2. So I believe Vorth was in the computer room.
Yep.
There's no one in the foyer. I don't know who's in the office.
I said she was in the center, so probably in the office.
Sure. Jeskai was just outside the window.
Like
Where's
here.
Lavarius?
I'm like by the window.
So probably like here.
Sure. So yeah,
I'm gonna say I'm like right there.
Jeskai and Tarian get a clean look at the first one, and you hear a second one outside in the foyer. Maybe there's a little window that runs like between here, like a two-way glass or something like that.
Okay.
So you see that one, and yeah, they're kind of slow to react. They've just been sort of turned on after however many years. But a PC takes initiative.
I'm going to claim it for Tarian if that's all right.
All right.
Tarian's just like standing there in the middle of the room, and the droid pops out of the wall, and she's just like, "Ha! Droids, called it!" And then she just like fires a shot at it, and she's trying to pin it closer to the window to try and make it easier for Jeskai to hit it. So she's doing an attack, and she's also doing
Okay.
an aid maneuver for Jeskai.
Okay, so with the blaster at short range, I believe is an average or is it an easy?
That's a good question.
I can-
I have
I
it
can
written down as
I can check this
medium
thing real
range.
quick. Range bands.
I think it's easy.
Yeah, it's 1 purple.
Okay. There we go.
What's the name of the guy that we're actually working for again?
Branton.
Branton. So he's in the room with me. Okay.
Branton Wills.
And where's this window? Is that the black blocks in the foyer? South.
Here, I'll draw a second window in here. I say like that.
All right. So 1 success hits, and then 2 more
One success
successes.
hits. The extra 2 will do 2 extra damage.
Okay.
And
7 damage.
7 damage. How much HP do these things have? Oh, this one.
Well, look at their soak first.
Okay. So you wing it in the shoulder. Still going. And you get the
She
aid.
sort of pins it towards the window.
Yeah, you sort of it steps out and you sort of hit it in the shoulder, causing it to sort of spin in place and move towards the window.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Jeskai will go next and slash at it.
From outside the window.
Yeah, he'll probably like jump in and then slash.
Okay, so you just use your maneuver to jump through the window and
Yeah.
take a hit at it.
You know,
Yeah.
peed my shot, but okay.
Okay, and Tarian made it an aid ability or aid check for you. So
2
you
blue
get
dice.
two blue on your melee, which is an average check, I believe.
Out of curiosity, does stun do anything to droids?
It depends. If you're looking for like EMP sort of ion stuff, your weapon needs ion damage to it.
Yeah, but I mean, will this like a stun shot actually do anything at all?
Honestly, it depends on the droid type, or not type, the enemy type, because both minion and rival, their wound and strain threshold are exactly the same. They're the same value. So if you want to fluff it as you like overload the circuits to, I don't know, if you want to take one of these things, is that what you're trying to?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Think I credit. Plus
Ouch!
triumph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you fucked it up.
That was a really good. So the first success scores you the hit. The second success does an extra damage. The 3 advantage you can use to cause a critical damage to it
I
if
do.
you want, or you can use that to enact the defensive 1 quality of your weapon.
I'll just do the critical damage. What is
Actually,
the defensive one quality?
with the triumph you got there too, you can probably do both.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do both.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you get a critical hit on it, What does defensive mean for you? Defensive. Increase melee damage by rating. Cool.
All right.
So, by enacting your defensive quality, you do an extra damage to it.
All
So
right.
For a total of 5, 6, 7 damage.
Is it not
Which
dead
it
yet?
soaks. Oh, it's a security droid. These things are beefy.
Whew.
And then the crit does.
I will for the crit. I will roll on the critical damage chart, and we will see. I just closed the critical damage chart. I know
job.
computers. Where'd it go?
What's the next turn?
Yeah, you guys can sort of
Ah.
think of your next turn. One next. I'll roll in the chart when I get it.
I will
Yeah,
take.
I get to
Oh.
actually.
I will take a shot at this droid as well.
Aren't you in like the other room though?
Yeah, but the door's open.
They have soak of 7. Holy mother of God.
I guess I'll just go last then.
So 7.
Wait, how much soak do they? I don't know.
You
You,
did
said.
you did 7 damage to it, and it soaks. It
Some
has a
of it.
soak value, which it just soaked. So
Oh,
it
okay,
took
okay.
it took some damage, but
I was gonna say.
and it's
God
going,
is something.
and it's going to roll a d100
Ooh, critical.
for 17.
Brian, you were way off on defensive.
I
It
look,
does not add an extra damage.
what was I looking at then?
Defensive is passive. Defensive weapons are particularly good at fending off incoming melee attacks. A character wielding a weapon with the defensive quality increases its melee defense by the weapon's defensive
What was
rating.
I looking at?
I don't know.
I was looking at deflection.
What is that? What is melee defense based
Oh,
on?
melee defense. Okay, I read it as melee damage for some reason.
What is melee? What is melee defense based on?
Defense is a secondary stat for your armor.
Oh,
So it's a passive. So you just get that every
Yeah.
time using the sword. So basically, anyone attacking you in melee takes 1 black to their dice pool because you have your sword. It makes you harder to hit. So they rolled 17 on its check. It becomes distracted. It cannot perform a free maneuver in his next turn.
All right. So I guess since the 3 things didn't work to activate anything, can I use it to help somebody else?
You can use Triumph for a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. I don't have any strain to recover or anything like that. So
One triumph, you can upgrade the difficulty of the targeted character's next check. You can upgrade an allied character's next check, including that of the current active character, or do something, cool and fun and narrative.
Yeah. Or anything possible you can do with advantage, you can do with Triumph.
could I possibly fuck up its gun?
So basically, that would just upgrade. You can upgrade its check and say you're
Yeah,
screwing with its gun.
So basically, like I slash and I like.
And you put it
probably,
off, you
like-
put it off balance, basically,
Yeah.
making its next attack more difficult for it. Cool. So who's going next?
Me, I'll shoot at it as well. So I'm not sure on scale. Is this still short range?
I'd say short range, yeah. Short range is like comfortable conversation range.
Don't expect a lot here. Let's see, where's range like?
Don't worry, we're not expecting it.
Whoa.
But you did it anyways.
2 successes.
Yep.
What's your damage?
So I'm
Whoop.
checking.
It's 5 or 6, probably.
You're a
it's
blaster,
six damage.
6 damage. Soaks some of that. I'm closing these windows. Idiot. So yeah, you do some damage to it.
Trying to understand how critical works here.
The critical value of the weapon, I believe if you're using your light blaster, it's a 2 or a 3.
3, yeah.
If you have 3 advantage on your attack roll, you can do a critical hit, which causes the droid to have, or your target to take a critical injury.
Okay.
Cool.
So lower critical number is good.
Yeah, it
Okay.
means it takes less advantage to do a critical attack.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. Okay, so was that 1, 2, 3? So the droid in melee range with Jeskai, it's off balance, so its combat check's gonna be upgraded. But at this range, it's basically gonna sort of when it reorientates itself, it's gonna fire its snare launcher point blank at you, which is the cylinder on its shoulder. It just kind of goes thump and fires a big net at you, essentially.
Oh.
Where did window go? It's going to roll its weapons. And at short range, or no, engaged range, he takes. Engaged range is too much stuff to remember.
Apparently, you could have used 3 Triumph to disable his weapon instead of causing damage. That would've been
Melee
helpful.
attacks. No, never mind. Engaged. So it's going to roll a.
Yeah, 3 advantage you can force to drop, but I'm not sure if he can really drop his shoulder-mounted thing as a droid.
Yeah, the weaponry on these droids are all integrated to it. So unless you're removing limbs, they're not going to be dropped. You could disable the weapon, like you do damage. You cut off the blaster barrel or
Would it
something
be
like that.
possible if I use move to like rip something off of something, or do I need?
With Silhouette 1, it might take a little. It's not going to be dramatic, so you're not just going to be like unless you can start lifting cars and stuff. But you could probably do it. Attempt to. So it fires. It didn't upgrade this. Okay, I'll just roll its thing. Okay, so it fires its net launcher at you. It doesn't have enough advantage to ensnare you. So basically, it just hits you with this net. And I don't know, it was too close range, so you're just gonna kind of get hit in the chest with this folded up net, and it kind of goes plop onto the floor and doesn't do anything.
So I don't take damage or anything?
Nope, damage 0.
Okay.
Limited ammo 1, so it can't do that again.
There's 2,
Alright.
so.
Wait, so what did it do?
The
Try
cylinders
to-
on its shoulder are like net launchers to try to catch people non-lethally. So it fired it point blank at Jeskai, but it didn't have enough. It needs 2 advantage to activate the ensnare, and it didn't get any advantage. So it just kind of went on against Jeskai.
Yeah, it like goes into his sword and it just slices.
That'd be cool.
So this droid is going to kind of come around the corner. Alright, like so. And spout something about intruder alert, seal all exits. And it's going to fire its blaster pistol at Tarian.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Heck.
How do I add difficulty to these weapon rolls?
Just
You
go to
should
the
just be able
dice-
to add it to the top.
Just in the
Yeah,
top?
dice pool,
Yeah.
just up or down.
Yep, you just add it to the dice pool, and then you can still click the weapon, and the dice pool will automatically be integrated into the weapon.
We'll see
tag.
how this works.
That's why I always have extra dice in my dice pool.
What?
'cause
It
I
still
always-
didn't work.
That's really weird, because that's how it works for us.
Yeah.
Whatevs. So it hits Tarian with its blaster pistol. Doing 6 damage. I don't know what your soak is.
3.
3? So you take 3 wounds.
My
So-
ears.
3 wounds.
Yep.
Good to know.
And then we have the last PC.
It's me.
What's up, Laverius?
Was
I finally
Laverius
get to go.
is you're inside the office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like quickly like is speaking like a free action in this system? Like how does this?
Yeah. Like you're not gonna have a drawn out conversation.
No, just gonna ask like a quick question.
Shoot.
Okay, so I just say to Draco, I say, do you want that droid over here?
But it's
You
fine
mean-
putting him in front of me. That way I can see him.
Draco
Oh,
is
you're
here.
talking about-
Worth is in the
We're
room.
talking about Gistrone?
Yeah, talking about the other drone.
Yeah, I'd rather it being closer to me than it is to.
Alright, I'm gonna use move on that drone to pull it over to
Okay. Sure.
okay.
Roll a force die. Just a single force die.
Tarian winces.
I have
Dad,
2
you-
force die?
No, just. Or do you have two force rating?
Yeah.
Oh, then you roll two force die.
Oh, that's fucking great.
I want to know what Mr. Man
Or
is
you
doing.
should-
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, great.
double dark. Do you want to use the light side point to make it work and take some conflict?
You-
Sure, why
Let
not?
it fail, or yeah, do that.
Well, don't we hit? Wait, did we have? Didn't we have some light side in like the?
We have
fourth
the
one?
destiny. We have the 3 destiny
Yes.
points.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Which allows you to take the dark side stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you could just use the dark
Mm.
side.
No.
No. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'll flip a destiny to make my power work. Cause and I like drag that drone over here.
How much conflict does he gain from that?
1.
I gain 1 conflict.
2, because you rolled 2
2
dark.
conflict?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well.
This guy.
Already
This,
got so much conflict anyways.
come on.
There you go.
So he gets pulled over here with. I'm gonna draw. With our characters, we got Draco. We got Lavarius. Tarian's over here. Boreth in there. There's a really
What-
screwed up L.
What is Mr. Man doing?
I forgot to roll for him on initiative, but he'll come in the second round.
Powering.
he
Oh geez, drone.
he was not expecting combat.
Even
He
though he
wasn't
told
watching
us
when
to
I did
expect
that, was he?
combat.
Shh.
Is he watching me when I did that? Cause
I don't think so. There's no windows that would show.
I thought the door was open though.
You
Yeah,
know,
there is an open door.
Shuno. He was too focused. If he didn't notice the droids happening, he didn't notice.
We'll get to that.
I kind of
No,
figured.
When we
Leviathan
have
is
less things to
dyslexic
worry
and
about. So
We have combat to worry about.
yeah, so that was your turn. So we basically keep going. I'll add what's his face into the order.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Actually, I'll add him as a PC. Cool.
You know, you can take away the negative.
So, yeah, top of the round. Who's going?
I'll take another shot at the damage droid.
Okay.
Where's my dice? I've navigated away, damn it. Okay.
I guess there'd be obstacles in this room too, but I didn't put them in.
I missed.
Something good comes out of it, though.
You can recover a strain or something. No one's been taking strain damage.
Somebody just got a bonus dice on the next shot at it. How about that?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Who goes next?
I'll shoot at it. I'll shoot at the one I pulled.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, Mike, like my blaster bolt just went right by its head,
Whoosh.
and it looks at me.
Additional threat detected.
So, like, with that failure, Brian should have him take a strain for that.
Just for the failure, no.
It
For
should.
threat, maybe.
What's the challenge on this at short range?
Short range is single purple.
Who would take a strain?
Oh, no, I am looking at it wrong. You're correct.
Lavarius
Yeah.
would take a strain,
Oops. That's my
but he
training
scores
saber.
the hit.
That's my training saber. Hold
Oh,
on.
use your
I
training
wasn't
saber.
looking. There you go.
Out. Okay, that's a better roll.
Well, that's, you know.
So, 8 damage. So, that was on the undamaged one?
Mhm.
Okay. These things are still fighting. They're still spouting the same, like, 2 lines over and over. Intruders detected,
see.
seal the doors. Intruder detected. Contact the
Jeez.
authorities.
Drones are damn durable, and it's starting to piss me off. I like take a shot at the.
They got some
drone.
pretty beefy armor on them.
Tyrion, do
another
you want to
BC
go,
slot.
or,
Oh,
or
you
do
can,
you want me to?
you can actually roll on your weapon. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it tells you all the specifics for it.
Tyrion, do you want to go, or?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarian will go next. Tarian, first of all, she's going to duck for cover behind the table.
Sure.
Just in case any more shots come her way. So that's one maneuver, and I'm going to take 2 strain to take another maneuver.
Okay.
To actually use strain. So it's going to be another assist maneuver, and she's just going to keep attacking the one that she attacked last time, and she fires off a shot at it, tries to disadvantage it so that Jeskai can get another strike in.
Okay.
Range is still close. Okay.
Cool. You recover one of
So-
those strain if you want to,
Mm-hmm.
and it
I
takes.
think I'll give another bonus die to the next person that attacks this one.
Oh no, that's advantage. Never mind. I saw it as threat. Cool.
Okay.
So 5 reduced
Yeah, so-
by something.
Tarian just kind of like shoots it in one of the legs, and the leg like crumples a little bit so that it gives Jeskai an easier swing in.
You should have had an advantage dice from me too.
Oh,
Yeah, you can
I
roll a
will-
blue.
yeah, just add a blue. Okay, with another one, let's see. What do I want to do? I will recover 1 strain.
There you go.
Woo!
Perfect.
So your blaster shot, it does put it off balance, but it just sort of glances off the armor.
Damn, these things are tough.
Couple of rivals. Better than a big group of minions. So, this one here, this robot here, it kind of turns in place, and it's gonna fire its snare launcher at Tarian, and we're gonna see if this works.
Okay, because I used that maneuver, the book says like if you take cover, you get range defense 1, and I'm trying to find it so that I can tell you what it does.
Probably just a black dice against it.
Probably the same thing that melee defense does.
Yeah, it just increases melee defense by the weapon's defensive rating, so it increase. I don't know, range
yes.
defense, whatever that means.
Range defense 1. Yeah. So it basically your defense rating goes up. Some armor has defense on it, and basically the rating of the defense adds that many black dice to any attack against you because you're harder to hit.
Cool, good to know.
So it gets that. So it gets 1 purple, 1 black, and it's going to roll its snare launcher. Let's hope the dice are actually there. Time. Probably won't be.
Let's find out.
Sure it doesn't.
Well, I mean, it failed anyway, so.
Yep. Sure does. So it basically turns in place, and its shoulder launcher kind of goes. It sort of fails and just kind of like plops to the floor as its t-shirt launcher style net gun
T-shirt launcher.
doesn't work.
Boom.
Aw, but I wanted that T-shirt.
Well, it's on the floor. Grab it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Straight up.
PC?
I'm gonna slash him. So I'm getting 3 blues.
Yes,
That is fucking great.
it is pretty great.
Okay. Can't wait for it, just like the other one, to do nothing.
Oh crap. Look at all of that. So
This is why I'm good.
5 plus 2 is 7 damage. Did you want to do another critical hit on it?
I'm doing. Can I do 2? I have enough.
I don't know if you can do 2.
Yeah, I'm not
Music-
sure. I mean,
I mean, it
Take
does
a-
say spend it to activate it. Sorry, to inflict a critical injury with a successful attack that you deal spam. Yeah. So.
Do you want okay, if we can look it up late for now. But just for if we do say you can do multiple critical hits, enemies can do multiple critical hits to you. It's up to you guys.
I don't know how much sense it makes to have them do multiple crits in one attack, but I don't know.
Well, basically,
I'm not
you would just be
sure.
rolling more on the table. Because like
Oh,
this guy
okay.
already has a critical hit to him, so he's gonna be rolling a D100 plus 10 on the table. And the second
Oh.
second is D100 plus 20. So you're gonna be starting to do some serious damage to this thing.
Hmm.
So
I think like only a single critical seems okay for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
You should be able to multiply. I feel like you can invoke the same thing more than
Yeah,
once.
if it's just like effects.
So in theory, he could double critical hit it.
So
Oh,
you could go.
yeah.
Can you convert like 3 triumphs or 6 triumphs to like 2, or 6 advantage to like 2 triumphs? Pretty much.
No, Triumph isn't a thing of it all of its own.
Okay.
Triumph has a single Triumph can do anything, pretty much any amount of advantage can do, plus some extras
so basically, I'm gonna have it do the crit twice.
if you want to.
Yeah, and then I'm going to give the next person a blue.
Okay. So it's gonna roll on this crit chart twice then. Once with a roll D100 plus 10, and a D100 plus 20. Jeez, this thing's gonna be screwed up. So 55 or 51. It has a fearsome wound. The target increases difficulty to all presence and willpower checks until the end of the encounter. And 88. Compromise. The difficulty of all checks. Increase the difficulty of all checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. So basically, you're just like rending this thing to pieces, and it's starting to malfunction.
Just
How much damage was that total? 5,
7.
7. Okay.
man, I love my sword.
Cool.
You can
So-
also spend advantage to ignore soak, which I mean, it's Brian's discretion on how much advantage, but
It says that, but I think it's the defensive bonus. I think you can't ignore soak, just like cover, equipment, like maneuvers. I don't think soak is part of it.
no, on the table it says inflict a critical injury with a successful attack that deals damage past soak.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay.
it says advantage cost may vary. So it's up to Brian how much that would cost. But
No, I think that means that I think it just means if your damage actually goes through, like you can't crit. I think that means that you can't crit on an attack that does no damage. So if your enemy
Okay.
soaks all the damage you deal,
I can see
then regardless how many advantage you get, it's useless.
that. It's not important right now.
That's what I.
Already
I
spent
could-
it.
Whatevs. So yeah, the droid that's basically an invalid now. Tries to shoot at Draco
What up?
with his pistol. So it's everything is. Let me check this chart again. Everything is upgraded by 1. All the difficulty increased by 1, and the other one, fearsome wound. Oh, he can't take presence and willpower.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh darn.
Oh no.
Oh no, the
that,
droid.
and that. How many dice is he actually rolling for these checks? I'm just going to make my own little thing. Blaster gun.
So hey, do you know what taking cover actually does?
Yeah, I found it. It's in the maneuvers section.
Where's that at?
Maneuvers starts on page 206.
Thank you.
It's under interact with the environment. Often, a single maneuver is enough to interact with the environment around a character. This is broad. Following are additionally specific examples designed for interacting. Taking cover, ducking behind a door jamb, crouching behind a crate, or peeking around a tree trunk. All of these allow the character to gain range defense 1, and some cover can grant a range defense higher than 1 if particularly sturdy.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like hiding behind the door frame here.
And once you take cover, you just have that
Personally.
cover until you do something that you're not in cover.
Okay, so this should be a lot more difficult. Ranged light versus melee is difficulty 3. Cool. Where's she go? This one. Scary face that's crying blood beneath the office. That's a little bit
I'm so
terrifying.
Distracting you.
So happy that you noticed that. I didn't have
When
the
did it
face.
start
I did
crying
make
blood?
it. Oh my god.
So the security droid you're fighting at the moment, you're basically hacking pieces of it off, and it tries to level its built-in blaster pistol on you, and it scores a hit, so it does damage to you. It does the you have six incoming blaster pistol, 6 incoming damage to soak. But with the threat or the despair it rolled there, basically it shoots you and its gun explodes in its hand, or in its hand. Its hand is its gun.
We agreed that I can't actually reflect right now because I don't have a lightsaber, right?
No.
Okay.
Do you even have reflect?
I do have reflect.
Force reflect.
I
I
have
would say you
reflect.
may.
It's still
I
out
would
there
say.
still.
I would say maybe, but you're not exactly using. What's the majigger? You're not really making it glow. You're not using force to use it, are you?
Let me see. I think it's actually a force ability. Yeah, let me.
Have you-
let me-
I would.
Well, no, like using your sword right now. Are you rolling it with lightsaber, or are you rolling it with
I don't roll it.
the sword?
No, when you,
You don't.
attack.
No,
When you
when
make an
you
attack
attack.
with the sword,
oh, I roll
are you
lightsaber.
using- you're using lightsaber.
Yeah.
So the blade is glowing. Then you're enforcing
Yeah.
it with power of the force.
Yeah.
Don't look, Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Stay on
Just
the cover.
shh.
Glowing.
Hide
You
behind
didn't see
the
anything.
desk.
Nothing
So-
showing on here.
But
Nothing
yeah.
suspicious at all.
Who knows at this point? Like that's what it means to our sword to glow. As far as they know, they're like, look, he fucking added some special technique.
Put
Special
some LEDs in his
It's
sword.
just
There you
it's
go.
just a vibroblade.
Some LEDs. That keeps glowing.
But yeah, that's what I have. I am infusing it with the power of the force.
It's the future, just microscopic LEDs.
Okay.
So-
So yeah, basically its gun explodes in its hand, and you have what's your soak?
4.
So you take 4. You take 2 wounds.
Okay, and I can't reflect it. All right.
How the hell do you have force so?
It's your body plus the soak of your armor, so
Yeah.
4 soak. 3 body plus 1.
Sweet.
Or brawn, but yeah.
Wrong,
Okay.
wrong.
So the last PC slot goes to Branton, and he is going. Stupid roll 20. Where is my? I'm just gonna zoom in. Maybe this will work for me. He's gonna come in right behind Vorith, with a gnarly looking blaster pistol, and just sort of like level it over your shoulder. Let's.
Which is weird since I'm crashed behind the door frame.
Oh, did you move? Okay, so yeah, he'll just jump to the other side of the frame then.
What, he's gonna level it at your head for a
I
second?
thought you were still standing.
No, I was like behind the door frame from the beginning
He's
of the
going
combat.
to shoot you.
That's just where you drew.
And he levels it straight at your head.
Damn Jedi.
Do we want to take a quick break?
Do we want to?
I do.
I'm okay with.
I mean,
Okay,
the combat seems to take a bit in the system, so
understandable. We can come back to it in a minute or two.
Okay. It shouldn't take too long, anyways.
Hooray!
I